Hello everybody and welcome, I am Bricker Boom, and today is one of the few challenges where I am allowed to evolve a Pokemon. Today we're going to see if I can beat the game Pokemon Emerald with a Slugma that we will be able to evolve into a Magcargo. Slugma is, well, it is truly a terrible Pokemon, and when it evolves, well, it gets a stat boost, but the fact that it tacks on an additional weakness is not great. 4 times weak to water and ground, and then 2 times weak to fighting and rock types. Now, given this is a 7 out of 10 rating because of too much water, yeah, I'm totally sure we're going to be fine. And by fine, I mean we are going to be miserable the entire game. Now, we start by grabbing our Slugma, and yes, I'm aware of the joke, and because of the joke, eventually I'm going to do a Slugma and Gulpin duo run because I'm mature. We have a rash nature, boosting our special attack, but lowering special defense, and we have the ability Flame Body. That means anything touching us with a physical attack has the chance to get burnt. We do save Birch from the Zigzagoon that had a taste for human flesh, and then it's off to fight May for the first time. Or it would be if Slugma weren't so weak. So what we actually have to do is level up a little bit. Smog is a horribly inaccurate move, and I don't think that we're going to be able to take her out right away. So, after a couple levels, we'll go ahead and fight May. Now, the good news is, Smog does do a decent bit of damage, and poisons right off the bat. Bad news is, we still have to be able to tank a few hits. Flip side of that, we do manage to win the battle. And the bad news, of course, being, we still have a lot of game to go. Now, the rest of the beginning of the game is actually treating us pretty kindly, mostly because we learn Ember pretty early on. Ember is able to burn our way through the first part of the game, given the fact that it is mostly bug-type Pokemon. We do have a Grunt battle, and just like before, I'm not going to cover too many of those along the way, since they tend to be pretty easy overall. If there are any that provide a bit more difficulty than I would normally have, then we'll definitely go ahead and cover it, but for now, we can go ahead and move on. As we get to Rustboro, we can surprisingly make it through the trainers in the gym, and we try our hand at Roxanne. We can do a bit of damage to the Geodude, but honestly, Rock Throw just takes us out in 2 shots. If we get lucky and burn the Geodude immediately, yeah, we actually still get 2-shotted. So, level up time. And I'm sure that's not going to be the last time we have to do that. Fun fact, I write these as I tend to go along, so even I'm not 100% sure how this is going to end just yet. At level 25, we start by putting the Geodude to sleep with Yawn, and then even when it wakes up, we spend the next turns using Harden. After setting up, we swap to Ember, taking it to red as it misses Rock Throw, then Roxanne potions up, and we take it down next turn. After that, another Geodude is out, and it starts using Harden, and we take it to yellow as she heals again, and then we can take it back to a Sliver, then knock it out. Then, finally, it's out to Nose Pass, and it begins using Harden as well, and we yawn it for safety. Even as it hardens, we can start chipping away, taking it to yellow, and the berry brings it back to green. It does wake up, but just uses block, and hits a weak tackle before we take it down to win the battle. After that, we gotta go ahead and do a little bit of work, and on the way out the city, there is an optional rival fight against May. May starts with Torkoal, and we use Rock Throw, taking it to not quite half as it just curses in our face. We missed our next attack, and he keeps swearing. We take it to red, then knock it out before it goes on the offensive with its offensiveness. After that, it's time for Mudkip, and we take it to not quite half as Water Gun does a decent chunk. Another Rock Throw takes it to red as Water Gun takes us to yellow. Then we swap to Ember for accuracy purposes and knock it out to win the battle. Alright, beating a water type on a first try, level advantage or not, I'm gonna go ahead and just be happy about it. So now, we can head to Dewford, and we can either deliver a letter, or we can do the gym battle. If we do the gym battle first, we can try to get a Pokemon that knows Flash, and actually be able to see our way through the cave. Naturally, I choose to fumble through the dark while talking to chat. I'm gonna try to do some daytime streams on my days off for the next month or 2 while the kiddo is in school, except for probably tomorrow, because tomorrow's my birthday. So, you know, wish me a happy birthday. This is going up the day after my birthday. We actually did a good portion of this live on YouTube, though, and I really enjoyed it, so I want to go ahead and try to stream a little bit more during the daytime. Anyway, let's go ahead and try the next gym battle. Given the fact that we don't have a rock typing yet, we at least won't be taking any super effective damage. If we take a hit, then we may go ahead and be able to burn them to lower their attack. But let's go ahead, let's see how we do against Brawly. Brawly starts with Machop, and we open with Ember, taking it to yellow as Karate Chop does a bit, and then we take it down. Metatite is next, and it begins to bulk up, which is just not great for us. We use Ember, taking it to yellow, and for whatever reason, it's trying to go for Focus Punch, so we take it down. Last up is Makuhita, and it begins bulking up as well, as Ember takes about a third of its health. We take it to yellow as Vital Throw hits hard, but we do burn it. It continues to bulk up, making up for the loss in stats from the burn, and we take it to yellow. Due to the burn, it's back to yellow, and a reversal takes us all the way down to 6 HP before it goes down to narrowly win the battle. Without that burn, we'd be toast. Pun intended, if you couldn't tell by my tone.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
With that gym battle out of the way, though, it is time to go ahead and complete some storyline stuff. Now, the thing with our journey towards the next town, there's a pretty difficult May battle. The fact that her Mudkip is now evolved and she has an extra party member or two means that this is probably going to be rough. May starts with Lombre, and we get Astonished for a bit, taking it to almost half. May withdraws Lombre, and we barely do anything to Marsh Stomp. Water Gun does a lot of damage, and Rock Throw basically pings off of it, and then Water Gun just takes us out. Okay, I didn't think that we'd hit another roadblock this quickly, but given the fact that we're using a Slugma, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. After about a dozen attempts in, Lombre uses Astonish and actually gets burnt immediately. May withdraws this, and Slugma goes to not quite half with Ember, and then we take it down with Rock Throw, level up, and learn Amnesia. Replacing Harden may not be the best idea, but we'll see what happens. She swaps over to Marsh Stomp, and we use Yawn. It uses Bide for whatever reason, so we just start building up Amnesia to take some hits a little bit better. When it wakes up, we immediately yawn it again for safety, and then finally go on the offensive with the Ember. We're not doing too much while it's asleep, but we're able to chip away at its health. When it wakes up, Water Gun doesn't do much, but we do yawn again because we're basically one critical hit away from being knocked out. Thankfully, we are able to go ahead and take it down a few turns later. Then, finally, it's back out to Lombre, who goes down pretty quickly. After that, we can get to Mauville and show Wally that we're the only ones doing a solo challenge around here. Go get a team. After that, I make sure to go ahead and clear the routes to the east, west, north, pretty much everywhere before we try to take on Wattson. Wattson is usually one of the harder leaders to beat, but let's see how things go now. By the time we're there, we're level 33, and Wattson sends out Voltorb, and we get hit with Shockwave, and Ember takes it to yellow. Then Voltorb just self-destructs, taking us down to 19 HP. Electrike is next, and we use Amnesia to try tanking at least a couple hits as it uses Howl, and we can take it to red. Wattson heals, we take it back to yellow, burning it, and we do get taken to 8 HP as we knock it out, but then after that it's Magneton who outspeeds us and knocks us out. So we do try this about a dozen times, but we just don't pack enough firepower yet, literally, so what we do is we get to level 36 where we learn Flamethrower. I'm pretty sure this move we can actually go ahead and take him out, so let's try again. At level 36, we get hit with Shockwave as we use Yawn, wanting to bulk up a little bit with Amnesia. While it snoozes, we build up 2 more Amnesias to make sure we're maxed out. After that, we can swap over to Flamethrower, taking it down in one go. Electrike is next, and our berry activates as we take it down in one go. When he sends out Magneton, it uses Thunder Wave, and we hit it with Flamethrower, one-shotting it. Finally, it's out to Manectric, and we stay paralyzed as it howls. The next turn, we take it to red as the berry activates. Quick Attack takes us to 23 HP, and then we can take it down to win the battle. I just realized while recording there are frogs outside, and I'm pretty sure the neighbor's kid is yelling. I will try to cut that out the best that I can, but I make 0 promises. I could go close my door right now, but it is such a gorgeous day, I really don't want to. We're just gonna hope for the best. With that badge out of the way, we have to head to the top of the mountain, and it's actually during stream I found out something new. Apparently, while going up the mountain, there is a very small chance to see a hiker making his way down the side of the mountain. I have played this game dozens of times since it came out, And I have never seen that I can think of. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but I definitely did not know about it until this moment. Now, we don't trigger it with this particular trip up the mountain, but going forward, we're going to have to take a look and see if we actually get it. Obviously, Fire Red is still probably going to be the main focal point on this channel, but we'll talk about why in a little bit. Maxie starts with Mighty Ina, and it uses Howl as we use Flamethrower, taking it down in one shot. After that, the most threatening member of his team, Camerupt, is next. We use Flamethrower, taking it to yellow as Magnitude 4 does a bit of damage, and Maxie heals up to nearly full. Another Flamethrower takes it down thanks to a critical hit. Last up is Zubat, and that is an easy one-shot with Rock Throw, winning us the battle. Alright, let's go ahead, we'll fight Flannery, then we can talk about Slugma/Magcargo, and I can share a bit of good news that I found as well. This is a look at our stats 9 levels away from being halfway to 100, and our defense is thick with 3 Cs. Special attack and defense are okay enough, and then everything else beyond that is not great. Let's go ahead and fight Flannery. Flannery starts with Numel, and we go ahead and go for the Yawn as it misses its attack, and then we set up Amnesia as Numel sits up Sunny Day and then goes to sleep. We finish setting up Amnesia, then go on the offensive, given the fact the sun is still out and we can do some more damage. Then, Slugma is out, and Flamethrower is able to one-shot it as well. Next out, you have Camerupt, her biggest threat, and we Flamethrower it to about half as it uses Attract. We stay in love, it sets up Sunny Day, and it hits us once before we take it out with a flame-boosted Flamethrower. Last but not least is Torkoal, and Flamethrower takes it to yellow as Body Slam does a little, and then we can take it down, winning the battle and the badge. Alright, now that we are halfway through the game, let's go ahead and talk about Macargo first. And honestly, yeah, still not a fan of this Pokemon. It can take a few hits, sure, but if there's anything super effective aimed at it, it goes down really easy. It has too many weaknesses to be the effective tank its defense stat sets it up to be. Honestly, I know this game can be beaten because Madry Bread did it, though I'm wondering if we'll be able to. Natures and IVs can play a decent part of performance in these guys, so I could still see this going either way. But let's move on to the good news. I found a, we'll say, totally legit version of Pokemon Fire Red called Fire Red 898 that's going to allow me to continue to bring every Pokemon that is currently released into the game. So, if I can get it to work 100% properly, I think that next week we may look into beating Pokemon Fire Red with a single Sylveon. For those that don't know, Sylveon is actually my favorite of the evolutions, so I'm actually super excited to try that one. So now, we're going to go ahead, we're going to go fight Norman. Norman has the ability to be a brick wall, or flabby wall, given the slacking, so let's see how things go with it. Spinda is first, and we use Flamethrower, taking it down in a simple one-shot. Next up is the big boy himself, and we use Yawn as it uses Feint Attack. Once it loafs and snoozes, we go on the offensive, taking it to right about half as the berry heals it up. To hopefully avoid a potion, we use Rock Throw for chippy damage, then swap back to Flamethrower to take it down before it wakes up. As Vigoroth uses Feint Attack, we can take it down with a single attack. Linoon is the last out, and it too goes down to win us a pretty simple battle. Now, I did want to ask, and let me know in the comments, if I put it to sleep on its loafing turn, let's just say it stays asleep for 2 turns, so it would technically be back on loafing. Does it still keep track of that while it's asleep, or when it wakes up, can it immediately attack no matter what turn it was on? I'm just curious. So with that gym out of the way, we're able to go ahead and go to the Weather Institute and get a Castform that we'll never use. Maybe I'll do a Castform run soon in Gen 1, since the lack of weather will probably make it worse than normal. Also, side note, if you have any runs that you want to see me do, make sure to drop them into the comments below. Having more ideas will make it even easier to be able to pick this up. Chances are it'll be in Fire Red or Emerald, just due to the amount of time I don't have. But now that I have the new randomizer up and running, I can also do runs like Hawlucha that was suggested months ago. There were so many hours I tried getting this set up, and I learned some things that I never thought that I would have to do, like patching files. Content creation's great, y'all. Anyway, let's go ahead and fight May for the final time and see how badly we get stomped by her water type. Lombre is first, and we get hit with a Fake Out for a critical hit, flinch. it uses Mist, and we hit it with Flamethrower down to yellow as it uses Fury Swipes for 1 whole HP per hit. After that, we can take it down, Slugma's Dex and Flamethrower it, and it goes to yellow, while it only sets up Amnesia before going down. After that, Marsh Stomp is out, and we immediately go for Yawn, and Mudshot does a lot of damage. Not great. Unfortunately, though, due to the speed drop, it's able to just knock us out next turn. About 10 attempts in, the beginning is about the same, except May withdraws the Lombre after we hit it once. As she withdraws the Lombre, we had decided to use Amnesia to try and tank the water attacks a little bit better. We swap to Yawn, hoping for the best, and it uses Mudshot, but we are able to take it a little bit better. For whatever reason, though, it uses Mudsport before going to sleep. Flamethrower doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does enough, and we do test Rock Throw for about the same amount of damage. A critical hit does bring it to red, and it does wake up, but only uses Takedown, so we can take it down. After that, it's back to the injured Lombre, and it's easy enough to finish off, winning us the battle. Now, we're about to come up to another leader that has the potential to be an absolute menace. And it's not even the whole team. It is a single Dragon Dancing Altaria. I have nothing I can do against Earthquakes, so we're just going to see how we do. Swablu is first, and it's about this time I think, maybe we should have kept Harden, but the Cotton Bird goes down after one go. After that, it's out to Pelipper, and Supersonic misses, and we hit it with a critical hit Rock Slide to knock it out. After that, it's out to Altaria, and we get Earthquake to almost half as Flamethrower does decent damage. Another Earthquake that knocks us out with a high roll on the damage. A few attempts in and a few more levels, and we can take out the Swablu and the Pelipper without too much of a problem. With Altaria, we are able to take the Earthquake a little bit better, but we're still not doing much. Another Earthquake rocks us to 16 HP, and we land a Rock Slide, taking it down in one go. Skarmory is out, we swap back to Flamethrower, and it just both very good and very bad uses Sand Attack, but since we still connect with our attack, we one-shot it. And then last but not least is Tropius, and fingers crossed, we miss. But it sets up Solar Beam. One more try, which we connect, and take it out for the win. Alright, let's go ahead, let's go fight Maxie, and then we can get back into the gym leader portion. Maxie starts with Mightyena, and we get hit with a weak takedown, then we can take it down in one blow. After that, Camerupt is out, we use Flamethrower, taking it to almost half, and we go down. Let me heal up again, that's my B. Mightyena is always going to be a one swagger. Okay, sure. Thankfully, we don't smack ourselves, so that's good. With Camerupt, it sets up Amnesia as we smack ourselves, and we barely do anything due to Amnesia, and we're out of Rock Slide, so we have to just take the chance and get a much-needed crit taking it down. After that, it's just the Crobat, and despite it being somewhat problematic with confusions, we do go ahead and manage to take it down. Now we can finish up a little bit more Aqua and Magma nonsense, and then it's time, you guessed, go against another gym leader that we are definitely going to be struggling against. Unfortunately, and I'm not letting my distaste for this Pokemon get in the way, it just has a horribly unfortunate typing for this gen. Even though it wasn't released in this gen, a lot of people think it is. There are so many Pokemon that can use Earthquake, and it's a... Listen, the 7 out of 10 water rating is a meme, but it is very much true. With Tate and Liza, then, you also have the fact that they have synergy, but there's only one thing we can do, and that is roll the footage. We have a Pikachu that gets one shot, because of course it does, and Claydol uses Earthquake, taking us to almost red in a single shot. If y'all thought we would win at this level, you are insane. Unfortunately, with this battle, it has Earthquakes, and they are doing way too much damage to us. We can't take more than one or two at any given time, so when the Xatu decides that it's done buffing itself way beyond what's actually needed, we just get taken down quicker. So we do not have any choice whatsoever in this case. At level 80, Pikachu still goes down in one shot to not affect the run, and we use Flamethrower on the Claydol for a clean one shot. As Lunatone comes out, we swap over to Rock Slide, hoping to hit both of them, which we do, and that takes the Xatu to a sliver, and the Lunatone to almost half and flinching it. The leaders heal up, and we continue with Rock Slide, getting a low roll on the damage, but flinching Lunatone again as the berry activates. Another heal up, and another Rock Slide takes the Lunatone out and brings Xatu back to red. Soul Rock misses its own rocks, and we use our own, and a few turns later, we can take down the Xatu and bring the Soul Rock down below half that we are confused. Thankfully, we push past confusion, swapping back to Flamethrower, and then it goes down to finally let us move on. That was exhausting. After that, we go ahead, save the world, and then it's time to fight the final gym leader. And guess what? It's another one we're weak against, because who saw that coming? Level 81 when we get there, and Love Disc is a one-shot because it's horrible. Then Celio comes out and we smack ourselves in confusion and get taken to 70 HP. We can take it to yellow, get taken to red, then knock it out. As Crawdon comes out, we take it down with a one-shot. Whiscash is next, and we swap over to Rock Slide, mostly just to see how much damage it does, and it's not a lot, my guys. We end up going down. After a few attempts, we build up some amnesias, making sure that we can at least take a couple hits, hopefully. Then we can go ahead and work on it. After that, Celio, that's a two-shot, and Crawdon is a one-shot. When Whiscash comes out, we do a decent chunk of damage, and it sets up Amnesia after we hit it with Flamethrower, but we are able to go ahead and take it down. Finally, it's out to Kingra, and it sets up Double Team as we hit it with Flamethrower and burning it. Water Pulse hits, we hit it with a Rock Slide that actually takes it down to narrowly win that battle. Alright, against all odds, it is time for us to head to the Elite Four. What we'll do is defeat Wally, and then on the way through Victory Road, we'll go ahead and Theory Craft. Truthfully, I have no idea how this is going to go, because honestly, I didn't think we'd make it this far. Wally first sends out Altaria, and we use Rock Slide, taking it down in one shot, which, no surprise, we're nearly double its level. Delcatty not only has the level disadvantage, but it's also horrible, so it goes down in one Flamethrower. Rosalia is an easy one-shot as well, given its typing, and the same can be said about Magneton. After that, it's down to his last Pokemon, Gardevoir, and we Body Slam it to below half, paralyze it, but Synchronize paralyzes us as well. Then, next turn, we both spin Paralyzed, then it hits Psychic, we could take it down, and it's time to go see the Elite Four. Against the Elite Four, I think Sydney will be pretty easy overall. Dark types won't be too much of a problem, though Crawdon and Surf can be problematic if we don't one-shot it. Phoebe, honestly, I'm not sure. I think as long as we don't deal with pressure too much, we should be alright. Then you have Glacia, and that's going to be an issue. Drake will also probably be a problem, mostly due to the Flygon and the Kingdra, and then finally it's the Champion. And I don't think I have to say why that's going to be an issue. Let's do this. Mightyena is first, and we use Flamethrower, taking it down in one shot. After that, it's out to Absol, and it does go for a Swords Dance, but we can one-shot it before it manages to benefit from that. Crawdon is next, and we don't do quite half with Rock Slide as Surf claps back hard, and we swap to Flamethrower, taking it down. After that, Shiftry is an easy one-shot as well. Finally, it's out to Cacturn, and we can take it down with a single Flamethrower as well. Alright, time to see how we do against Phoebe. Dusclops is first, so we use Amnesia, wasting Protect turns and then hitting it with Rock Slide. It does waste 2 turns of Flamethrower before we do take it down. Her ace, Dusclops, is out, and Flamethrower is able to one-shot it. Then, after that, the rest of her team is just an easy sweep. This is going suspiciously well, and it actually keeps going suspiciously well. Until the Walrein comes out and is immediately able to one-shot us and outspeed us. This takes us a long time, and all the way at level 100, because of course it is, we can now take out Celio with one-shot Rock Slide. Now, we can also outspeed the Walrein, and also take it down with a one-shot Rock Slide as well. That took a few attempts. After that, the 2 Glalie are a one-shot with Flamethrower, and with her final Celio, we do some solid damage with Flamethrower, then finish it off with some rocks. Time for Drake. We open with Amnesia, while Shelgon usually protects first turn, but of course it doesn't this time. Then it wastes 2 turns with Protect before we hit hard with Rock Slide and take it out. Salamence is out, and Rock Slide does good damage, but so do we, to be fair. A rock slide misses, and then we can take it down with flamethrower. After that, Kingdra comes out, hits hard with surf, and we don't even do half, and even though we get it to red, we just get taken out. Now, as much as I hate to say it, there aren't too many options that we have that I would have time for. I don't have the ability to get the Shell Bell, mostly because I don't have that kind of time, despite how useful that would actually be. However, we do take the time to go grab Double Team. It is absolutely a luck-based strategy, but that's the best I can do at the moment. Finally, 17 more attempts in, the luck finally lines up the way we need to. We double team once and then Amnesia, then swap back to building up double team before taking down the Shelgon. The Salamence is still a pretty easy two-shot, just like before, and then the bigger issue, Kingdra, comes out. Now, since it keeps missing, we can take it down to yellow, then knock it out. Then after that, it's out to Flygon, and it misses, so it goes down to a single flamethrower, and then Altaria is a one-shot with Rock Slide. One more battle to go. Wallace sends out Wailord, and we set up Amnesia and immediately get one-shotted with Water Spout. Okay, let me try that a bit more. If we attack the Wailord first, then double team, we still get taken down to 4 HP. It goes down, then Ludicolo is able to be one-shotted as well, but then unfortunately the Gyarados just cleans up shop. Now, I'm gonna be honest here. I tried this battle over 100 times, and unfortunately, I can't win this right now. There was one very lucky attempt where we made it all the way to Milotic, but then it just finished us off. So, as much as I hate to say it, I think I'm gonna have to put this attempt to bed. At the end of the day, I think we could win this if I had more time, but I'm back to work this week, and I just don't have the time to craft the Shell Bell or do anything else. So, with a heavy heart, our attempts stop, unfortunately. In the meantime, though, I do hope that you enjoyed this particular challenge and watching me struggle. This is probably one of the longer scripts that I've had to write in a little bit of time, and truthfully, I just hope that you enjoyed it. For the next week, I think I'm going to be doing that Sylveon challenge to get the evolutions finally finished, but, okay, I think next week I'll be doing the Sylveon challenge to finally get the evolutions finished. It'd be nice if we, got some more evolutions with the upcoming game, but anyway, I gotta get to work and hopefully record this a little bit afterwards. In the meantime, though, if you liked the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit the like and subscribe button, because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out.